Hello and welcome, I'm DDF Racer, and today I'm going to be taking you through my highlights from round 2 of 8 of the VLMC at Nurburgring. Now for those of you not familiar with the VLMC, it's an online sim racing championship for rFactor 2 consisting of 7 2-hour endurance races with a 4-hour season finale spanning the course of 8 months. Now there are 2 different types of car that take part, but each with their own individual standings for their own class. Throughout the championship, I'm going to be driving the number 67 Aston Martin for Zansho, this car on screen right now, as part of the GT3s, but I'm also going to be sharing the track with these guys, the much faster LMP3 class cars. Heading into the race, I knew I'd be at a disadvantage because I had to serve a drive-through at some point for an instant at the previous round in Sepang.
On your left, clear left.
Head down, we'll talk about it after the race.
But compared to that race, there was absolutely no chance of rain here, and after a lot of practice I was feeling extremely confident. Zansho team race engineer Nick had worked his usual wizardry on the setup, and the car felt amazing to drive. Great one-lap pace, good long stints, tyres and fuel all on point, but sadly I couldn't put it together in qualifying and only managed 8th on the grid. My teammates Olivier Fortin and Felix Antoine Fortin placing 12th and 3rd respectively. Now if you haven't already seen the race and don't want any spoilers, stop the video right now. I'll put a link on the screen to a full replay of the live stream, so yeah, go and check that out. Anyway guys, let's get on with it. So here we go, 2 hours of the Nurburgring. I'm immediately looking to try and make up for some of the disappointment of my 8th place grid spot as everyone deactivates the speed limiter crossing the start-finish line. It's quite hard to get a run heading into the first corner. It's not the longest of straights with everybody running nose to tail. It's a pretty uneventful start. The first few corners are very steady. Just want to stay out of trouble, get settled into a rhythm. It's going to be a long race with lots of time to make us some positions. Now I also do want to take this moment to apologise for some of the jitteriness of the footage at times. There's some kind of issue with the replay file from the server. For some reason it seems to be slightly off, so yeah, I apologise for the backwards and forwards in the footage there. Anyway, moving on to lap 3. The field is still pretty close together and I'm hanging on to the back of the pack, trying to get up to 7th position, making a few moves here and there, getting the elbows out, trying to pressure Marco Mazzetti and the number 74 Handy Racing Porsche. But no luck unfortunately, he's putting up quite a stern defence and I can't get past him. Now if we skip ahead to the end of lap 4, Mathieu de Krupp in the number 76 One Move Esports car is running in 6th, but for some reason decides to retire the car. No apparent failure that I can tell, and he was one of the strongest people from practice, but that's a freebie. We're now up to 7th, battling for 6th, but we do have a little bit of pressure behind us. Christian Pallinson in the number 97 Go Team Racing cars all over my gearbox. Now he tries to move, but it doesn't work. But we skip ahead to lap 6. Now Mazzetti runs wide at turn 1, so I hold it tight in the apex and try and get him around the outside of turn 2, but just can't make it stick. Try and get a cutback. We're side by side for a few corners. Just can't make the move stick. And Pallinson behind us, he's looking to get this very nicely, hoping to pick up a few pieces. He's coming up behind us on the run to the fast left-right chicane. Side by side, I'm holding the inside, but hold on to the position nicely. Now, skipping ahead to lap 9, the field has spread out a little bit, and I'm still running in P7th, but this is time to serve the drive-through penalty that I mentioned earlier. Overall, this would cost me about 10-15 seconds, and I come out of the pits in 14th place on lap 10. Just behind Olga Benzis in the number 78 Caspian Motorsport Junior car and Johnny Piccolo in the number 69 Witchwood entry, side by side through turn 1 but 4 back in line. Now I know I've got the pace, so I immediately send a dive bomb up at the inside of the hairpin only a few corners later, make it stick up to P13 onto Piccolo. Lap 11, I'm all over him, need to find a way past though. Try and move into the hairpin on the outside, but no overlap this time, can't make it work this lap. Move to the outside and try the long way, but get a great drive up the hill, but still can't get past. Now, slightly further ahead, Ferran Grau, the guy I ran into the back of in Sepang, got my penalty for, gets a drive-through penalty. Presumably for a cut track in the number 77 Pushrod Racing. That's another freebie, so I'm back up to P12. Later in the lap I got a nice run down the back straight, but I get squeezed heading into the chicane, get squeezed onto the grass going in there. It's a little bit cheeky from Mazzetti there, but it's hard but fair racing. I take a wide entry into the final corner and I get a good run going down to Main Straight as we now head on to lap number 14. Making up a few of those positions after my drive-through penalty earlier in the race. I've got the drive, and I've got the inside into turn 1, nail the brakes, and make it stick. Just hold it nice and tight. Now he can't really get the cutback on us. We got the pace, and away we go. Away we go, up into P11. Now it's lap 17, I've been getting my head down, trying to put some solid laps in because there's a bit of a gap to Mazzetti ahead of me, around about 8 seconds. But there's just LMP3s all over the place. It's that time of the race where I'm now starting to get lapped. So it's just so disruptive. You know, every time I think I'm on for a good lap, and I just have to move out of the way. Especially this pack of 4 LMP3s. Very tight battling for position. Not much that I can do, to be honest with you. Just have to give it the positions and give it the time. So we skip a little bit further ahead in the race. Not much happened, but looks like Mazzetti has now got a penalty as well. It's another freebie. Just keeping our nose clean, keeping up the pace means we're now back up into the top 10, with the next car being Andy Dixie in the number 84 Speedy Mite. It's a big gap though, we're both running 157s. But wait, Mikolaj Malichki is now showing on the timing screens ahead of me, and by only a few seconds. He's another culprit of a drive-through penalty. The number 90 Sakura Racing Porsche being pinged for track limits. Target well and truly painted on the back of his car. Now he does come into the pits at the end of the lap to get fuel and tyres. We skip ahead to lap 32. Lots more pit stops for the others as well. I've managed to drag the fuel out for a couple of laps. Find myself up in 5th, but it is only temporary. Obviously we have to come in for tyres and fuel as well. So all those positions are going to be... everything's going to balance out basically. We're going to get into the race. Now at lap 33, it's our turn to stop. Now I've extended the first stint, which means I have to take less fuel, I get a shorter pit stop, and I got fresher tyres in the second half of the race, while everyone else around us will be starting to suffer from the drop-off ever so slightly. As we trundle down the pit lane at 80 kilometers an hour, stop in our box, get some new tyres, more fuel. So lap 34, I'm back out in P11, only a few seconds behind Malichki. The number 73 Team Rookie Monsters Aston Martin of Simon Marshall does pit on the end of this lap. He managed to extend it more than anyone else, so good on you, mate. Good fuel saving. Now we're back down in P10, hunting down P9. Ahead of us, we're skipping ahead to lap 44. Now we're closing right in. Looks like Malichki is going for a move on Mehmet Oger Bayrak in the number 75 Cashman, but he clips the grass going into turn 1, spins the car, loops it round, keeps it going though, and we take the position. That is another freebie. That is another freebie. Up to P9, but he does get going again pretty quickly, and he's in hot pursuit. So now we skip ahead a couple of laps to lap 46, and it only takes me this time to get back up to Malichki. I'm putting the pressure on big time as we ride on board with him. It just so happens he's decided to join me for this video. Mikolaj, how are you, mate?
Hi guys, I'm fine, thanks. And how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Just watching the highlights back from this race, mate. We had an awesome battle. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but yeah, it's about to get pretty interesting. But tell me about your race up until this point. How's it going for you so far?
I think it was quite good. I managed P4 in the quali. I wasn't expecting that at all after around 3 hours of practice, really. So yeah, it was good. I started the race. On the second lap I overtook the pole sitter and managed to stay with 2 leading Astons for about 15 minutes before the tire wear started hitting me up. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Later I got penalty for corner cutting and went a little back into the field.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw you had a drive-through. I wondered what that was about. And you said the tyres went off pretty quickly as well. Is that the? That's just the Porsche, right? That's pretty bad on the tyres, eh?
Yeah, that's a Porsche, but it's only a part. My driving style is also not helping that one.
Just throwing it into the corners like Fernando Alonso, putting maximum luck.
Exactly.
Now I'm looking at the footage
fast,
here. Yeah.
Fast for a while.
Oh, very fast. But I was a little bit too fast in this section as I almost hit you with the rear of the car there, mate. Now obviously Bayrak behind us. He's looking at us battling. He gets a run on me into the final corner. Sees his opportunity and puts the pressure on. You know, I make a silly mistake in the final corner. You can see the Zansho wiggling about, and he's got a run down the straight as we head on to lap 47. Now this means you're just heading up the track. You're getting away. You know, me and me and Bayrak fighting is just giving you a great chance to make some space. He does try and make the move, but he doesn't make it stick. You know, he's on the outside for turn 2, and now I've got the inside line again, and yeah, I hold on to the position, but you're down the road.
The inside here, it's the best way.
Yeah, now this is where it really gets interesting though. Lap 51, I'm right behind you, but you've got an LMP3 on the inside. Tell me what's happening here, mate.
Not much really, just normal overtake by LMP3. It's always slowing you down a little bit, but it was quite okay. Just pace was in there, so you catch up really easily to me after a few corners. Yeah, you're on my bumper.
Yeah, I've got the outside line here, but the LMP3 goes off ahead of us here. What? So were you taking avoiding action now?
Not really. I was just sticking to my line. I wasn't expecting you to go to the left as much as you were most of the time sticking to the middle of the track here.
Yeah, so you did a great job to avoid him. Like, let's have a look at the replay. The LMP3 of Nick Newcomb, though, just spins wide and goes into the gravel, and you can see me and you in the background. I give you a little bit of a bump in the rear of the car. Sorry about that, mate. I didn't realise you were going to...
Just a friendly bump.
I didn't think you were going to go slowing down that much. Look at the replay, though. Look how close he was to you.
It was too close, as I got a little bit of damage on the right rear.
Oh, you actually got damage, yeah?
Yeah, but it wasn't nothing serious.
No, and I kind of cut across Bayrak on the inside again. I'm sorry, mate. I had nowhere to go there, but I did kind of chop across his apex, so hopefully the stewards don't see that. But let's have a look from the LMP3 here. The Ruben, I believe it is. Scuderia Leone, number 43. He just sees it all happening ahead of him. There's 3 GT3s ahead of him, battling for position like crazy. I mean, this isn't even the good part.
I saw that 3 wide in my rear mirror. That was crazy.
Yeah, so good. This is my teammate, by the way. This is Olivier Fortin. He had a drive-through and he had a little bit of a crash with an LMP3, unfortunately. He was a little bit frustrated in the race, and a few laps later he did decide to retire the car, so not a great outcome. But this is where the battle for 7th really starts. Tell me through this. Tell me what happens here, mate.
I was trying to stick to the left side of the track here, as inside line for the chicane is preferred to line. It's much easier to hold the position on the inside than on the outside. So yeah, we were fighting for that side of the track, and managed to even get on the grass here for a little second.
Yeah, that was very close. I could see behind, and you guys were just like side by side again. Can't separate you, but I did manage to get Bayrak into the final corner, and you ran a little bit wide in turn 1, and side by side.
Yeah, it was beautiful, man. Thanks for that one.
Yeah, I did get a little tap from behind here as well, which didn't help, sends me sideways, but I've still got the apex here, and just... Yeah, how long did we go side by side for? Must have been at least half a lap.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and this is for 7th place and almost 3 wide. This is crazy. This is one of the best battles I've ever had. Seriously, man, this was so much fun.
The middle of the pack is always providing the best fight, I think.
Oh, yes! Yeah, the GT3s never failed to disappoint, but it looks like Bayrak's got you on the inside into the hairpin here. So, I mean, I managed to get past, but then you're on the outside.
Yeah, I tried to go deep to have the best possible exit of the corner, to stick side by side with him, and I managed that.
And you're still side by side here at the top of the chicane. How are you guys doing this? This is crazy. You're not meant to be 2 cars here.
Oh, that's just your point of view.
Fair play. But he runs wide. He gets a bit of an advantage, and going down the back straight, you're still side by side. You're on the gravel, mate. What's going on?
Yeah, he pushed me a little, but friendly tap. Gravel is not slowing you down really on this track, so it was good.
Yeah, you just got to be careful for not getting another drive-through penalty for track limits, though, if you run too wide. But you hold him off into the final chicane, so you're still ahead, mate. You're in 8th position. That was some great defending.
Yeah, once more the inside line for the chicane. That was helping, but here he got a good run, and behind us was LMP3, which overtook us, as you can see right now. And I wanted to go deep into the corner to get an insight for the next 2 corners, but couldn't do it because of LMP3. And
yeah, he blocked your line a little bit there, and that unfortunately gave Bayrak the position. So, I mean, you're down to P9, but what an amazing battle, mate. That was so much fun just sharing the track with you.
It was good.
Oh yeah, and I just want to say thank you so much for joining me as well, mate. It was great to have you here. And yeah, I just wish you all the best for the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you for having me here, and good luck for you.
No worries. Thanks, McLeod. Okay, so we now skip ahead to lap number 55. Now I'm running in P7 after fighting, but I make a little bit of a mistake at the top of the hill and run wide, which gives Bayrak the position behind us. He just gets the inside going into the fast left right at the top of the hill and gets position 7 back. Silly mistake, but I do have a little bit of a gap behind me. Those Porsche's tyres have gone. Anyway, closing back up, and yeah, this happens. Oh no!
Incident in Sector 2. Sector 2 is yellow.
You are kidding me.
Quite a lot of aero damage. You might need to come in and get it fixed.
Yeah, rFactor 2 just crashed on me. Oh no! No!
Okay, Dan, the next car is Horbadnik. Blue flag.
No! Oh, I did not stay up to 3 in the morning for this. Guys! So, yeah, technical difficulties, meaning a premature end to our race with only 10 minutes left to go. Running in 7th position now. Obviously, this is what it looks like from outboard. Our view inside the car was frozen. But this is what actually happened. The session kept on running after the crash, and if you can see from the car behind, I just spear off to the left and head into the barriers. Very disappointing. Now, what I didn't realise until I watched the replay, that my car was actually rolling on track. I thought I was on the brakes. I didn't realise that everything was still running in the background. And I don't realise, as I'm creeping and creeping and creeping, how ridiculously close I got to the number 48 Speedy Mite of Alexander Jones. So close to taking him out of the race. And I want to say thanks to Alexander for popping up on Discord after the race and just pointing that out to me. I'm sorry about your underpants, mate. I didn't mean to do that to you. And as we'll have a look at the slow-mo, you can see how close it is at the nearest point there, less than a metre in it. Very good driving from Alexander there to avoid me, and could have been a lot worse. So, yeah, there you have it. A perfect example within the space of 10 minutes of the utter highs and the utter lows of sim racing. A story of what could have been. A potential 7th place gone with only 10 minutes left to go in the race. Now, I could go on about how I was robbed and how I'm going to install rFactor 2 and burn my VR headset in a fit of rage. Disclaimer, by the way, it's probably not a good idea considering the bushfire crisis that we have in Australia right now. But as many people have pointed out to me, this is a learning experience. Just got to fix whatever caused the crash and come back stronger next time. Now, moving on, the checkered flag soon wove, and despite running most of the race in first, Luca D'Amelio didn't take the overall win. Those honours went to Erdem Akil in the number 39 Caspian Motorsports car, with the number 33 Team Rookie Monsters coming in a close second, with the other Luca Burke, taking the final spot on the podium for the number 5 Speedy Mite. In the GT3s, it was another win for Lorenzo Risi, making it 2 out of 2 for the number 87 Waveframe Esports team. Now, my Zansho teammate Felix Antoine Fortin drove a great race with very limited practice, admittedly, bringing the number 62 Aston Martin home in second, with Nick De Silva taking third in the number 83 car, meaning it was a double Speedy Mite podium, one in each class. Looking further down the field, confirmation of 15th place for myself, and although I didn't finish the race, I still picked up a handful of points for classifying in more than 50% distance in the race, which is the same situation for my other teammate, Olivier Fortin, who retired the car after several issues with penalties, but was still classified in 17th, with points in the VLMC being allocated down to 20th place. Which brings me nicely onto the overall championship standings. It looks like there's a very nice fight developing for the lead of the LMP3s, with Luca D'Amilo and the number 33 Team Rookie Monsters currently ahead, but not by much. The number 5 Speedy Mike and the number 39 Caspian Motorsports car in hot pursuit. Now looking at the GT3s, we can see that Waveframe Esports are running clear at the top, taking the maximum 60 points on offer so far, but my teammate isn't too far behind, only 10 points with a couple of second place finishes, and the number 83 Speedy Mike is bringing up third on 31 points. Now this is kind of where it hurts a little bit. Presuming I didn't have any technical difficulties at the end of the race and managed to finish in 7th, I'd be on 32 points right now, enough to take that third spot in the championship. Oh, it's still early days though. With another 6 races to go, anything is possible. Just gotta come back stronger, bounce back in the next race at Imola, which, by the way, is on the 21st of December. Race starts at 4 PM Central European time, so that works out at 3 PM UK time on the Saturday and 1 AM Brisbane time Sunday morning. So looks like I'm going to be doing the night shift again, guys, and live streaming this one too. So if you don't want to miss it, make sure you subscribe and press that bell notification. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I'll see you at round 3.